Hi guys, off for another hunt again today in Whitehart Island. Gonna mix it up a bit. Got the war paint on, and we're gonna go for a few turkeys. Try and get some elk, blacktail, possibly maybe some coyotes if we can. So let's get going. So what I'm going to do first off is I'm going to put my spray on. I'm going to pick up that call from a white-tailed doe. I'm going to head over to my other spot. I'm going to bounce up to what I call, a lot of people call, the golden ground blind. Just hang on a minute. I'm going to set a timer because I'm only going to do about 40 minutes, maybe 50 minutes. Let's do 50 minutes. Let's do a 50-minute hunt. So when I upload it to YouTube, it's not such a big chunk. Yeah, so that whitetail was over to the east of us. I'm going to go up to one of my turkey setups. I'm just going to go into my backpack, and I'm just going to go to my equipment, and I'm going to put my screecher caller into that one, so I can call for the turkeys. See whether there is any around. So yeah, going to try and mix it up a bit. Going to try and get a turkey male. Going to try and get a blacktail. Hopefully maybe a whitetail. Hopefully an elk if possible. As I say, I'm going to bounce up to what we all know as the golden ground blind. Sorry, the golden tree stand, and then make my way down to the golden ground blind. All will be revealed as and when I decide to either push through the undergrowth. I don't know, did I bring camping supplies with me? Yes, I did. Camping supplies. Good, because I need them to bounce around. When you bounce around from tent to tent. So I started off at this tent, and we're going to make our way over to this turkey setup with a white flag on it. When you bounce to another tent, it takes you it asks you, it says this will cost one camping supply to transfer to this location. Are you sure? Blah 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 blah. And so on and so on. This is the golden ground blind, the golden tree stand, and this is the golden ground blind. So without further ado, we're going to push over here. Don't know, I haven't done many turkey hunts. I have got some trophies. What's that? Oh, that's a gobbler. That's a male turkey, and he is over to the right of us down there. So with any calling of any animal apart from the turkey, you can call in the tree stand, and you can call in the tree stand with any other callers. It just means the animal, be it a whitetail, blacktail or elk, etc., will come directly to your tree stand, which is inconvenient because they're underneath of you, and if they see you in the tree stand, which sometimes they do, they will spook, and that defeats the purpose. So I'm gonna stand up. I've got the typical can't speak properly, typical turkey setup. I do it in a triangle, so I've got a male there and I got two females either side. That's a typical. Some people do it in a straight line. There's no fixed set how to set up your turkeys. I get a best attraction by doing it in a triangle, like it is. Each to their own. So that turkey's over there, somewhere to our left. So that turkey is, if I point, is over that way. A lot of people call in different methods. A lot of people just give it a few squeaks like I do, and then a lot of people just screech and screech and screech, which drives you bananas. I believe in just doing a few squeaks, because if you're squeaking or screeching and you can't hear the call, because unless you have your hunter mate up, you get a call and you get a ping on your hunter mate where the location of the animal called from. Depending on your skills, on your tracking, spotting, etc., depends on how accurate that call is. So that's another call, because I've just got a ping, and that is another turkey, because that was a fresh call. Now he is behind me. He is to my left behind me. If you can see where my pointer is facing, he's down that way where the Y in the road is, or just this side of the Y in the road. So what I'm going to do, as I did before, you can switch seats by pushing E down, and then it says switch or swap seats. So I'm going to swap seats into this one, and I'm going to see whether I can spot him, because he is over in this direction roughly, and he's over in that direction, and there's also another one over this way, and I can see it. So I'm going to get my spotting, I'm going to get my range finders, and I'm going to range him, and he's over that way. He's probably got a female. He's making his way to us. He's about 120 meters away. There he is, putting his tail up, displaying. They normally display and fan once, maybe twice, and then they waddle along. So as you can see, I only screeched a few times with pauses in between. So I'm going to screech again to keep him interested. And leave a pause, because that other turkey is over here now. I've just spotted him. So here is the other male turkey, and he's just called. There he is there. There's two actually. There's one there. He's just put his head up. And there's another male turkey. So I've got 3 male turkeys, 2 to my left and 1 to my right, which is in the field here. The one in the field is coming in quite quickly. So I thought I'd do a bit of turkeys, because we previously, on the previous hunt, we did whitetail and we tried to get some bobcat. So I thought we'd try this. Do a bit of turkeys. I'm going to do some turkeys now. I'm going to do some geese. I'm going to go to the new reserve Peekaboo and do some magpie geese, which I'm also going to do the normal geese in Hirschfelden. So yeah, I'm gonna do a varied amount of content. I know there are other YouTubers out there who have done content, albeit not up-to-date content. I do go on there. Actually, there's 3 males. I do go on YouTube quite regularly and look when they only YouTube when there's species coming out. Right, there's 2 males and a female. So this is why the males were displaying. When they display and do their fan thing, there is normally a female around. Consequently, this is the reason why you've got decoys with a male displaying and with 2 females. So it looks like this male here is going to come in quicker than the others. Now this male is, it's not bad, it's a 6.8 kilogram to 9.4. It's not bad. I might be able to get him before those others come in. Now he's got quite a long beard, so he might be a 55, he might be a 56. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until he comes, because I think these are at 20 meters, I believe. So yeah, I'm going to wait until he stops again next. Come on, stop fella. Hold spacebar. I don't know whether I hit him. Yeah, I got him. And these others are still coming in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over. Now yeah. Come on in. That turkey, that male turkey was down. I probably got a body shot on him. So he's down because, as you can see, he's got a fixed dome. That fixed dome means he's down. Actually, his wings flapping there, so he is down. Yeah, it looks like with that arrow that's in there. I wish you could zoom in with these binoculars, but you can't. You can only do them with the zoomable scope. I did have a zoom. Oh, got another turkey flapping away. That sound of him was him flapping his wings, or her wings. It's normally the male that does that, but the female does do it too. So I was going to see whether I can get a few turkeys, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over to my favourite spot, see where I can get a few, so I can get a couple of elk. Is this a female here? It's a female. Yep, female. I normally tendency to leave the females alone. You don't get any score for them. You just increase your kill rate. You don't get anything for them. They don't give you anything. I got a male here. I'm gonna crouch. No, I'm not. He's yeah. This is a 30. I'm gonna take the biggest one actually. That one's a 30. And this one's a 35. So yeah, I might take the biggest one. I might take the one that's on the back end here. Oh yeah, we're all being like little soldiers and waddling in. Wait until that, and I'm gonna. Might have missed that one. No, I got him. He's down. There was more turkeys there than I thought there were. Right, so what I'm going to do, one of them I know where it is. The other one I'm going to mark, because once you get... Actually, there's another turkey coming in too. Is that a male? Or is that a female? That is a female. Now, what you could do, if you were in a competition, you could actually spot the male, the biggest male that you wanted, which was the one that I shot to be previously, the first one I'd shot. So bring in all your males if you're going to do a competition. Bring in all your males. Leave them alone. If they're not big enough, there's no point in shooting them. Okay? Leave them alone. The other males will attract other males. It's normally the rule that other males attract other males. Now that male over there who was here has gone back to roaming. He's just going over that hill. He's gone back to roaming. He fled with that female when I shot that male to my left. He's gone back to roaming. So that was the one which was 30 kilograms to 45, I believe, or 50. So what I'm going to do, I might leave him alone. Yeah, I'm going to leave him alone. That other female's coming in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark one of these, because I know that one is over the back there. I know there that one is. That one's 28 meters away. So what I'm going to do is, if you ever take anything in the Hunter Classic and you can see where it is, because you're in a tree stand, you can see where they are. Once you get on the ground, if you've not marked them where you last saw them, you are going to have to track them. Yes, that is fine and hunky-dory, because your tracking skill will go up. But try and take whatever game you're going for and try and get it rather than trek all through the universe. Now I think my hunter score for turkeys is see, I've got blood loss on this. This is what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to achieve blood loss on all of my animals that I hunt. I'm going to collect this one. I've marked that one, as you can see. If you can see my pointer on the hunter, mate, that one over there is just under my pointer. This one is here. What's this one? This is a score of 60. So on the scoring it said he was, yes, he was 50 to 65. So he scores a 60. Now if I would have dispatched him on the spot, my value of my harvest rate would be up, because he flew away and then perished and he went a bit of a distance. That's why my harvest value has gone down. But that's not a bad sized turkey. It wouldn't win a competition, but it would get you on the board. I'm not going to take a trophy shot. I will take a trophy shot, because I've not taken a trophy shot of a turkey for a long while. So what I normally do is I turn the camera angle around. Now I might get the mouse in. That mouse always seems to be around. So I'm going to do, they're going to pick the turkey up and it does its little spinning act. Now when you get a turkey and you want to take a trophy shot, pick it up by the neck or by the head. Hold it up. Hold it up, hold it up, hold it up until it's touching the top of the screen, then let go. Okay, you can now maneuver yourself around if you wanted to, and then if you had the poses, which I have a few. Where's my pose? Where's my pose? Which is my pose? I've forgotten which one the pose is. Right, is it that one? Right, I think the pose is, I think you've got to come out of there. Which one's the pose then? We got another one. What I'm going to do is, you have got poses you can do, and I can't remember what one it is. So I'm just going to take a picture. You can actually do different poses for them. It's the F key. There you go. Escape, toggle, blah 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 blah. Use the mouse to pick up the animal, or blah blah blah. Yeah, that's that. Yep. Okay. Right. I'm not going to mess about. You can actually have got a pose where you can actually, your character can hold the turkey. It looks like the turkey can be held by the neck. I can't remember which it is now. But there you go. What one is it? Is it the Y key? No. Is it the G key? No, the H key. Right, hide. Then it's right. With the poses, you've got to put away your hunter mate, and then you've got to do the poses. Now, if you have a look at the poses, there is one that says small game, which is this one. If you do small game, your character holds out his hand. So what you do is you can bring the turkey down. You can maneuver your character if you can possibly do it, and then your character looks like he's holding the turkey once you can do it. Now this is an art form in itself. Where's your neck? Where's your neck? There it is. So if you pull it up like that and pull it into the hand, you see the hand? My hand is there. So there you go. I'm holding that turkey now by the neck, by the pose. So So all you do then, if this is a good one, I'm only doing this for demonstration purposes, you can actually go like that, and your character looks like he's holding him by the neck, and then you take the picture, and there you go. No, I don't want to taxidermy it. And then if we push the tab key, we'll go back to your hunter mate, and then we'll go and collect this other turkey. So that's how to do a pose for screenshots, which then are hosted in your gallery. You can go in your gallery, other people or your friends can go in the gallery and have a look what animals you've been getting. And what is this one? Da, 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 da. It's a 37, which is the harvest value is a bit roughly the same as the other one. I'm not going to taxidermy it, I'm not going to do a trophy. So there you go. Right, okay, onwards and upwards. Yeah, so that's how to do a trophy shot. That is one of my turkey setups. I have 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turkey spots. Now when I'm in a competition, I bounce around these. Bouncing around doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a big turkey. It's all random number generated. It's if you're in the right place at the right time of day, whether you're going to get them. So there you go. But if I'm in a competition, which I have won a few turkey competitions, I've been placed, I've won. That's what I normally do. You've only got a certain amount of attempts to do to get the biggest bird. So I normally bounce around and get them. So there you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to go via the pond. That turkey, male turkey, went down that away. I can hear something moving behind me. It's probably that other turkey now coming back, because you see they will come back more than one occasion. I've teleported or I've started a hunt off, I've gone to my decoys, and lo and behold, there's loads and loads of tracks around my decoys, because turkeys are quite fickle. They are attracted to your decoys, and if you have a turkey set up, 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10, if you go there, you will have tracks around your turkey decoys. This one is not very big. If you're looking for, in competition, you're looking for anything from 9.6 to 9.8. So this one here I've got up on the screen is at an 8.4. So it might be good, but you're looking, if you get your tracking score up, you'll get a more accurate scoring of turkeys. So there are quite a few turkeys around here, and if you want to get your turkey tracking up so you can actually spot the biggest and get a better calculation on which is the best turkey, collect every single turkey track you can possibly get your sticky mitts on, because it will help you in the long run. It will help you. Now this one's an 8.7 to 10 kilos. That's the fella we're looking for. If you're looking for a good turkey, that is the one you're looking for. You're looking for 10 kilos. They must have upped it, because it was, I'm sure it was 9.8 when I last did one, so they must have done a bit of updates since I last played this. So we're not going to go to the pond, we're actually going to go to a place. I'm being led by the turkeys now, telling you about the turkeys. I'm going to a place which I call the Ginnel. I've nicknamed it that, my wife calls it that when I go out with Epic Cloud. We call it that. So I'm going to go to the place that is called the Ginnel. purely because it's going to take me less camping supplies to teleport to the golden ground blind. Now the golden ground blind is a place where you don't really need any callers if you don't need to. That's another turkey male. You can sit in the golden ground blind. If you've got turkeys, put them out, but you will get an assortment of animals. You will get coyote, you will get bobcat, you will get elk, you will get blacktail. Now my non-typical, which is the buck with the twisted horns, I got my first non-typical there. And I can see an animal over the side there, which is it's a group of females, female black-tailed does. So there you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a knee. So where there, and there's a turkey that's just spooked. This is why I like this place. I've nicknamed the Ginnel because this is where I get my blacktail. This is where I get my Roosevelt elk. And as I said, the golden ground blind, switching back to the golden ground blind, is where I got my non-typical with the twisted horns. So if I take an animal up there, I generally like to think that I will get one. Now non-typicals are what we call rares. You're going to get them very rarely. It's random number generated again. You might be hunting for a year, you might be hunting for 6 months, you might be lucky and a new player to the game, and you might get a non-typical. That then is very a rare situation. I've got a group of female Roosevelt elk. I'm not looking for them because they haven't got no horns. Now if I go to the tree stand where I've got my next set of turkey decoys, and I call for the elk, guaranteed those females will come over. So what I'm going to do is, I've walked over here, I'm going to see whether there are any males around, which I don't know whether there are or not. What I'd like to get is I'd like to get a bellow from a Roosevelt elk. That would be sweet. But not to be at the moment because this looks like it's a population of females. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 females. If you've got rangefinders and you want to spot them, make sure you get that outer glow. See that outer glow that goes around them, and then you'll get a pop-up in the right hand corner telling you the scoring, telling you the species. I'm just doing this just to get spotting. I think my spotting on my elk is pretty high, but it's not 2020 at the moment. I think it's something like 1920. So that's 19 for spotting and 20 for tracking. 20 is the highest that you can get on tracking. Now spotting is another kettle of fish. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually hovering here to see whether I get a bellow from a male. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. So we've already decided on what we're going to get. We've already got one species, and that's the turkey. I'm gonna bounce to the golden ground blind now. I'm over here, which I call the Ginnel because it's like an inlet, and there's a group of trees and there's a bank here. This goes up in a gradient, and then there's a plateau here, and then the golden tree stand is here. So I'm going to teleport to there This will cost you 1 camping supply to travel to this location. Are you sure you want to fast travel? Yes, I do. Right in front of me was a turkey. Was 2 turkeys that flew away. But up here, as I said, there are decoys. And that turkey was right in front of me, as you saw. Kind of flustered me actually, because I didn't know quite what to do. I didn't know whether to get out my I have 2 tree stands here, 2 single tree stands, or have I got 1 now? I got 2. I got 1 single tree stand here, and I got 1 tree stand and a ground blind there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I normally do. I'm going to do a virgin call for the elk, because that's what I pretty well want, and I've got some elk juice with me, so should an elk call back and he's not too far away, or he is a little bit of a distance away, I'll come to these markers here, because this from this decoy to that tree stand I believe is 20, and I think it's 18 to that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call for the elk. So if there are any elk in the area, as I say, this is what we call the golden tree stand. So the long one that I just did was a male, and the short one, which is this one, is a female. So if you're going to do calling, do a long one for the male, and always do a couple of short ones for the females. So don't do it too quickly, so do it so it goes up to your lips, and do that. Whoa! And that is a female. And typically I've got a universal caller, the elk caller, called a turkey. How quaint. And as I said before, I always go from the back end of the tree stand, from behind into my tree stand. I very rarely go from the front. I only go from the front if I need to get into the tree stand quickly. And I'll tell you for why. Sometimes I've gone into a tree stand from the front, and if we push the G key and then go up to my camo, sometimes I've got into the tree stand and I'm grey. What you need to be is green, which means that you are camouflaged, but you're not fully camouflaged, because any movement in the tree stand you can be seen. But if you are still and you are crouched, which I was crouched, I've got to crouch again. If you are crouched, you are quite camouflaged. Now there are, because I've got sunglasses on, if it's too bright, if you push the Z key or Z key, you can turn your sunglasses on, which shades your eyes a bit from this bright sun. So that's with it on, off, and that is with it on. So which is my crouch key? The control key is my crouch key. So as you can see, in the right hand corner, I've got that I'm in a tree stand because there's a man climbing up the ladder, and it says E to exit the tree stand. And then you've got your hunter mate, and you've got the character which is crouched. Now if I push my X key, you'll see that the head has changed, and now I don't have to turn my body, I can just turn my head. So if there is any nice elk around and I've lost where he or she is, I can always turn my head. Now if you are in the tree stand and you start moving your body completely, that is when they can see you. So if If I'm in a tree stand, I will use the X key so I can just turn my head alone. So there's another little tip. So now if I push the X key again, I go back and my whole body turns. As you can see now, my whole body is turning because my hunter mate is turning. So I go back and do it again, push the X key. Now my head will turn and my hunter mate stays in the same place. So a little tip that has been taught to me. You can actually look down underneath you, because there's a one. If I was standing up, you get a better idea. You can look down. There's the tree stand underneath me. There's my knees poking out, and there you go. So what I'm going to do is, there's no elk in the area, so we might bring in that turkey, because why not? Do a few calls, leave it for a bit, and then see whether that turkey calls back. Because once the turkey gets line of sight of the decoys, there is no need to call, and the turkey will see the male which is displaying, and the male will head towards the turkey decoys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my sunglasses, so we've gone back to normal mode. This does help actually with your sunglasses when you're on a snowy map. So this does help. Now my scent suppressor's run out. Now I'm not going to renew it because the turkeys can't smell you. The other game can, and at the moment there are no elk that have called. I'm high up, so therefore the tendency of my smell, if there was any game, it would go over their heads. So technically, I say technically, there's no point me renewing my scent suppressor yet. When I'm on the ground, that's when I change the whole ball game, and then I will scent suppress. But at the moment, this turkey will not smell me because it can't. Give it a few calls. Give it a pause. Now there is a female as well around. I just heard her call. Although I didn't pick up the call, there is a female. Now if I did get a call from an elk or from a blacktail, I would instantly put my scent suppress on, because then I'd come out of the tree stand, go down to my decoys. I wouldn't be worried about the turkey spooking. I'd go down to my decoys, I'd lay some scent down, and then I would call for whatever it would be, whether it would be a deer, the blacktail or the whitetail, because blacktail and whitetail come into the same deer grunt, or I would use the elk caller. Now I think I've only got one urine on me, because you can place urine down and the males will go to the urine. I think I've only got blacktail with me, or did I put both in? I think, yes, I tell a lie, I did put elk caller in, elk juice. So that's what I would do. I'd get down out of the tree stand, go down to the decoys where I called just previously. I did a virgin call for the elk, and I would lay some juice down, some urine, I call it juice, and then I would call. The male would then go to that urine. Now it's not 100%. It's not 100% active that it will go to it, but there's more of a chance it going to the urine and the call than it just going to the call. So if you've got it, try and use it. Now what the heck is that? Is that a stone? Oh yeah, it's a glitch. It looked like a cat, but it's not. Without. Hello. Is that? That's probably one of those turkeys that fled when we teleported here. You can see him. He's on the road there now. This is a nice spot for doing competitions as well. Now this one is a bit bigger, heavier than what that other one done down, what we took down there. But this one says it's 40 to 55. Now that other one was a 30 to 60, I believe. So this one might score 47, it might score 50. It depends. So what I'm going to do is, there is a female around, so he's displaying now. He's standing about. So I'm going to wait until he stops, right? So I'm going to put the bow back down to rest. Because once you put the bow up, you've only got a certain amount of time before the bow loses and it goes So what I'm going to do is I'll put it down to rest, and then I'll bring it up to play, and then what I do is I hold my breath pushing the space bar, and then I would let go. But I'm not going to do that. You see my character went because he lost all his breath. Wait until the turkey is still, hold my breath and fire. Now there was blood with that, but the turkey waddled off. So there is blood because that is a blood splatter. And the turkey is just behind that tree there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a bit. I really would like to get a nice little fat juicy elk. I've only got 10 more minutes of recording. I might take it to an hour. I don't really like doing our YouTubes, but I just might take it to an hour. Right, if I push the E key and stand up, push the E key to exit the tree stand, and then I'm going to go and pick up the blood. It says I've got body, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect this other one. This is what I recommend anyone else to do. Go and collect this other one, because if you have a look on my hunter, mate, I've got 2 lights blinking. But if I collect this other one, I've got 3 lights now. So I'll go over to here. This is where the turkey is. Because he's got a, if you have a look, if you actually move around him, you'll see a white background, a white outline. No, you won't see a white outline, but from a distance it probably does. Let's have a look. Yeah. Hey, so do you see that white outline? So if that's another little tip. If you've lost your turkey and you're near to it, wave your hunter mate around, and if you get a white outline, because if you're close to it, that dome goes. The full dome goes. So if I step away a bit, you'll see the dome appear. Dome's not going to appear. And there's the dome. See, there's the full dome. So there's the 3 domes that I've collected. Well, I collected its call. And then if you're nearby it and you'll get that white outline, you'll get it. So this is a 43. Well, it was estimated between 40 and 55, if you remember. So I'm just going to collect it. No, I'm not going to taxi it. So this tower over here, that's that female. This tower here I know is tower 6. So I'm going to walk over to tower 6 because a friend of mine, N9MFK, he got his big elk here. So this is where he got his big elk. There are places in the game where they are, I wouldn't say guaranteed, but you can get them on a regular basis. If you hunt that area, you might get them. They might be there, but normally what the elk do, they actually they roam the whole of Whitehart Island. So they might start at the north, which is the causeway, or the south, sorry, is the causeway, and then they might travel down the map. So this is a male elk. So there are elk going towards, as I said, where we're going to head to, which is the Golden Ground Blind. So that elk I've just picked up the tracks for is heading, if you have a look at my I wish I could zoom in. Why can't I zoom in anymore? That elk is going down this way towards the Golden Ground Blind, because that's where we're going. We was going to go over to Tower 6, because this is Tower 6. This one here is Tower 12. And these ones, I think this is Tower 1. I can't remember what these ones are. I'm not sure. These are not in order. I think this is Tower 5. I think this is 3, 4. I can't remember what these ones are. I don't know. I can't remember. I've not, as I say, I've not played the Hunter for a bit. Also, when you actually walk anywhere, you leave a trail where you've been. So what we're going to do is we're going to collect that again. He was here 60 minutes ago. Well, 60 minutes is not real time 60 minutes. 60 minutes real time for us is 30 minutes ago. So he was here 30 minutes ago. So if we deduct, that's what I heard saying, walking. So if we deduct 30 minutes off the time of the clock, that means he was here around about 7 o'clock, because it's 8:28. So he was here roughly about, I laid that track down at 2 minutes to 7. Game time, that is. So the call that I did meant he was out of the area, render area, for him to pick that call up. Because if he would have heard that call, he normally would have come to the call. Now if he would have called to the call, that is when I would have put the juice down, or the urine. So what we're going to do is, if we go in the field, we're going to be grey. If we stay in the trees, we're going to be green. Trees green, field no. So what time have we got? We've got 3 minutes. Yeah, we're going to take this at about 10 more minutes. I'm going to head towards the Golden Ground Blind and see whether he's there. I mean, he might have gone down this way, as I said. Draw a line on the map. He might have gone down this way, and then he might have gone to the pond. He might be either going that way around the pond, or he might be going that way around the pond, or he might be going down north. Normally they head to water. If you're going to be hunting, hunt around water, because animals, like in all things, are attracted to water. What I'm going to do, I don't normally do this, but I want to see whether he's about. So what I'm going to do is, there's probably a female around here, because I've just picked up a female track. So I just want to see whether he calls back. He might do, he might not. I'm going across tracks here. Now this is a female, so there are several females with this male, because that's the second fresh track that I've picked up. Now if you have a look in front of me, there's another dome, which means that is the second or large track. So this one is another female, because that's only one light on my Hunter mate. So if I pick this track up, which was the highlighted one, you'll see I've got 2 lights. So if you lose the track, you can always find the track because the second track is right. There are 3 or 4 females. The second track is a lot brighter. So the first track is dim. The second track is a little bit brighter. The third track is a lot brighter. So low, medium, high is how it normally is. Low is the first new track, medium is the second, high is the last. Yeah, they're going, if you have a look at their hoof prints, they're going around in a circle. Because this hoof print's going that way, which if you have a look at my hunter mate, the cone is going up to the golden ground blind. Well, that male, we picked up that male track and he was going down to the golden ground blind, but that female is going up to the golden tree stand. I always get them mixed up and tongue twisted. So this one, this female is going down. What I'm going to do, I'd like to pick up that male track again. Right, my timer's just gone off, so that basically was 60 minutes, was it? So I'm going to stop the timer. That was 50 minutes. Right, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to add 20 minutes to my timer. And I'll start the timer. So in 20 minutes, so that would be an hour for YouTube. So in 20 minutes, I am going to end the recording. So what I'm going to do now, I just want to see whether he's around. As I say, I don't normally do this. I don't normally call because you see, I could call, he might not call back, but he could be attracted to the call, he could be heading to me, and I could be heading to him, which basically is kind of good but kind of bad, because what's going to happen is if I get to him too quickly and he sees me, he's going to run, or vice versa. If he gets to me quickly and then he flees. So at the moment I've not got him calling back. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to do a direct line down to the golden ground blind. I'm going to do a loop. So basically what I'm going to do is, instead of going directly down, I'm going to go and follow this road, and then I'm going to go down here. He could be down here, he could be at the water, here, 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 here. I don't know. This is why I'm going to do what I call a loop. So if you do call, don't go in a straight line. Always loop. There you go. That's a female that's called, which is the one that we picked up. And as I said, she's over that way. So I was correct. I'm looping and going this way. Now I called up there. So she will be heading to where I called. Which is good because I don't really want her. I want the male. But what I want is I want to pick up the male's track again. So what I'm going to do is, she's over that way. So she's over that way. Alright, and she is heading to where I called, which was down that, in those trees. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go this way. I try and stay off the road. And if you're in a party, and if you cross a road, always do it at one at a time. And then when you're across the road, say clear. And then that person then crosses the road. Because if you both cross the road, you're making a lot of noise. Now this is a blacktail. As I say, around the golden tree stand and around the golden ground blind where I'm heading to now, you're going to get a varied amount of species. Black-tailed deer, male. And that his age was 60 minutes ago. And he's heading this way. So I'm going to head this way a little bit. As I say, I'm going to go on a loop, because as you can see on the Hunter, mate, the ground blind, which is that square thing just above the 8 and the 0, that is the golden ground blind. What I'm going to do is, as I say, I'm going to do a loop around it, because I'm hoping that he's there. If he is there, that's going to be good. This is another place where I've got, if you have a look, there's a turkey decoy display on the Hunter, mate. This is another place where I've got turkeys. So I've got a few turkey setups on Whitehart Island. I've got a few. Come on, male, where are you? There are the 5 brothers, whereas there are brothers that go around in the pack, and there's 5 of them. And they do the rounds on Whitehart Island quite regularly. They also are on Red Feather Falls. I've got a nice little place in Red Feather Falls where I start and then I head back down south. I normally bounce there actually, because on bouncing to places you are going to increase the attraction of animals spawning. So when you actually go to places, if you teleport onto a tent, you are going to have a spook radius. Now, the spook radius, if you started off at a lodge and then teleported to it, the spook radius is a lot less than what you would do if you started the hunt on the tent. It's a bit complicated, but you can actually increase the animals spawning on the map. It doesn't look like he's here. I don't really want to go in that field, because as I said, at the moment I could be great. Yep, I'm great. So I'm going to go into the tree line, and now I'm green. So really I need to stay in the tree line. But at the moment, oh, I'm stuck on a rock. At the moment I don't think he's here. Now, he's not called anyway. And if I was to call, that female will probably come. So there's the golden ground blind. There's one of my tents. There is my tree stand. And just the other side of this little ridge is where I've got my turkeys. But as I say, if I don't get anything here, I'm not going to sit and wait. Unfortunately, we'll have to do this at another time, and I'll do another recording, and we're set up on a hunt from somewhere else and work our way down here. It's not an easy game to play, far from it. You've got to have patience in this game. You can't just go on and take every single animal. It's a lot of patience, as it would be in real life. It's a lot of patience and a lot of technique. So what I'm going to do is when I get down here, and when I do, because I'm going to go down here and I'm actually going to call and see whether that male, I know when I call for the elk, I know that female's going to come down. That female's going to come down, guaranteed. So what I'm going to do is, I might just get into the tree stand, see where she is, then make the decision on whether I stay in the tree stand, get out and call, or whether I go to the pond. I can see the female from here now. The female is over there. There she is. That's the female. There's a group of females. Yeah, those are the females we saw at the ginnel. If you remember, those were the females we saw at the ginnel. They're making their way, as I say, they migrate and they make their way either up or down the map. At the moment, they're making their way up the map. I want to find that male. I mean, he wasn't a monster. Hang on a minute, what's that? What is that? Oh, I thought that was a male. I thought I saw horns then. Because normally what you would think if there's females, then there should be a male around, because a male protects his herd. So, but sometimes you could have a female map, what we call a female map. So I know, guaranteed, if I get into that tree stand where, because my double tree stand is here above me to my left. My tree stand is here. Up there. My decoys are there. I know if I get in there, or come down to there and call, all those females are going to come over. Now I avoided the females in the ginnel. Now we've got coyote now. And the coyote are behind me. What is that? And that is a black-tailed doe. What we're going to do is we're going to head to the pond, and then what I'm going to do is, I've got 8 minutes left. I'm going to end it there. Well, we've got some turkeys. I didn't really want to take anything just for the sake of taking it. I wanted to get a male. I wanted to get a male Roosevelt elk and a male blacktail, of which we've not come across. So, as I say, what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the pond. What was that? This is the male, and he's heading this way. What we're going to do is we're going to see whether we can crack down this male, because sometimes you might call a male and he might not want to bother. It's one of those things. Am I bothered? And what's that? Yeah, as I said, I think he's gone down, because this is his track. Unless that's his track that he's gone around in a loop. This is a second track, as you can see, as I said. First track is dim. Second track is a little bit light. Yeah, this is the second track. Now it says he's going up there. I don't think he is. I think he's gone in a loop. I think he's gone over this way. And that is a female. There's a female in the water. Can you see there's a female in the water? There's loads of females on these maps, but there's not a male. Now, what have I got set up? I didn't lock and load my weapon. Big mistake. What is this? This is... this is that elk. There he is. And there he goes. So, what we're going to do That's that male that we saw. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look. There's another male there. I think I've got the five brothers. Yeah, I'm going to go after this one. I think I've got the 4 brothers here. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for this one. Wait until it comes out of the clearing. Ah, wrong one. I'm going to go for it. I always reload. The other one probably ran down to the pond. I said they would be going to be down by the pond. This is a small adolescent. I wanted to finish the recording. He's not very good. I got 100% harvest. He's only an adolescent male. I got him most of the organs apart from the art. And there you go. He's a small one. He's not the one I was after. We could actually track those others. He's a small one. Now this one could be one of the baby ones that there are elk missions that you've got to take a certain elk which is a certain size. This could be the one. This could be him. I don't know. Might be. I'm just going to take a picture of him. Not me, just him. And I'm going to end it there. So, thank you for watching. I'll catch you again. Bye bye.